Okay, we're recording. Hello, everybody. This is Tom Brennan. We are now recording. Today is February the 12th, 2026, and this is Class 8 of Cad for Construction Spring Semester at Monroe Community College 2026. And we are going to work on the project you see in front of you right here, which is actually a coffee roastery, which is kind of cool. So if I go here and take a look at this, you can see that this is what it looks like. And what I have here that's a bit different is I actually have here I have in this particular image right here, I actually have a factory that's on a hill. Okay, it's on a hill. Now we're going to put in some topography tonight just to see how it works. Now, the reason I want to do this is because since this class is CAD for construction, but it is actually contained in the civil technologies or construction technologies. It depends how you ask. Because it's there, you're going to be working with this kind of stuff. You're going to be working with surveying, you're going to be working with data points, you're going to be working with data that actually comes out with this. So this is a topography. So we're going to do a really basic topography, because you can make topography in Revit too. So we're going to see how to do that. We're going to see how to carve that out. So we're going to put this on there. And it's been a little while since I've done this. I hope I can remember it all. I think I can. And so we're going to go ahead and do that tonight. So that is where we are going to go. With everything else that we've learned so far, I think we should be okay. So here's how this works. This is what this looks like. And if you zoom in here, it looks like that. And we've got this going on here. And I've got this. This is my basic wall right there. And that's great. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just do a quick view here and make a wireframe for a second. Yeah, the wireframe. Yeah, that actually, okay. And that looks good. So we are good to go there. And yes, this sits right on top. So I think we should be okay putting this together. We should be good to go. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is this is what this looks like. So now, just to kind of go through this, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to kind of go through this process and show you how we get here to this point right now. So to do this, I'm going to leave this right here for right now. That's level 2. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that right there. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take over your screens. And I'm going to show you how this works. Then we're going to do it together. So let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's about right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like I'm missing a couple of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, looks like we're pretty much all there. Okay, so this is how it's going to go. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to do this. I'm going to show the my full screen to all. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the lights down just a little bit there. Does that help, or is that better or worse? That's what. That's what is better. Okay. Anyone have a problem with that at all? All right. And when we come through, we'll be working on some other stuff. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, if you're working with this right now, this is what it's going to look like. And if I go ahead and go to level 2 here, I get the top-down view. Now, if I take a look at this, you'll see that what I've got here is some stuff. I've got over here, I've got a bathroom here, and I got a bathroom here, and I've got over here some offices. So I got 4 offices. So that's the kind of thing you want to do. I'm going to leave the layout up to you, but this layout will work perfectly fine. Now, what we're looking at here, as you take a look at it, this is what the interior looks like. This is actually what the floor would look like of a coffee roastery, I guess. I've never been in there. But this is, again, just kind of figure it out. Now, you're going to notice I got a ceiling up here. I got a ceiling, and I actually have some fixtures up there. So there, we learned how to do a floor. We've learned how to do a ceiling. Putting up fixtures is not difficult. So what I want to do right now is I want to begin to kind of show you how we would do this. So how do we start this? Well, it's always the same way. And when we do this, let me get a little bit more light here. Let me do this real quickly. Hopefully this won't make a problem. That should, okay, that should be okay. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show how this works. So this is what we're going to do, and I hope this works. I think it will. All right, so I'm going to go over here, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to just drop this down, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go to our Brightspace. So when you go to Brightspace here, I go out here to just at the front, and this is called the warehouse project. Okay, so we'll go to the warehouse project. So we go here, and you'll see it. Warehouse project is over here. Also, if you go out to the main course home, you will see it out there. So you go down here and you find the warehouse project, and you click on it. Now, once you've clicked on it, what you're going to do then is you're going to go here, and you're going to go to the warehouse project template, and you're going to go down here, and you're going to download it. So you download that. and it downloads over here. And I'm not going to double click on it because I won't fall for that again. And I'm going to go over here, and I've already started it. I'll show you how that works. So I'll close out of this one, and I'm going to go ahead and start it. So over here in this location, I'm going to go to File, New, Project, and then what I do is I go to Browse, and I browse out to my downloads. So easiest way to find that is if you go to Desktop, then you'll see your downloads here. And then I have this warehouse project, and I have some with numbers because I've done this many, many times and it remembers it all. So we're doing that. So take a look at this. I now have this. I'm going to open it up, and we now have this. So now that I've done that, good evening, Anna. Good to have you here. All right, and so what we're doing right now is we're working on this. So now what I've got is a big blank area, big old blank area. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my topography right now. Now your topography, what you're actually going to be doing is essentially defining a 200 foot by 200 foot lot, and then we're actually going to give it some elevation, okay? And it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to make it really plain Jane just to show you the concept of how this works. And then we're going to use that to create our project. So again, if I take a look over at this one right here, this is what it's going to look like, okay? Roughly like that. And if I go to the full top-down view, it looks like this. And this little ridge on the top measured from, if I go from here to here, it tells me that this is 200 feet, just like that. It's 200 feet square. And the actual plateau right here, if I can, it doesn't want me to grab that, does it? So I'll go ahead and grab something like that. That's roughly 100 feet, something like that. Okay, so we've got that. Okay, so now I'm over here and I haven't done anything yet. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a topo solid and define point elevations. So I'm in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Massing and Site tab. So here is another tab that we haven't used. You got Massing and Site right here. So you find Massing and Site. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Topo Solid, which is right here. And I'm going to go down here, Create from Sketch. Okay, so you got Topo Solid, Create from Sketch. So I'll do that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a rectangle to represent the boundary of the top Topo Solid. So remember, I can either use line, I can use rectangle, or I can use walls. There are no walls. So I'm going to click here, and I'm just going to go ahead and make this roughly right around here. And I'm going to do that, make it roughly 200 by 200, then I'll just refine it. So I go ahead and do that. And once I've got that, I can just go ahead and click here and type in 200, and that's in. And I'll click right here, and that's 200. So I have those 200 by 200. Okay, so that's there. Let's see here. Create a rectangle. There we go. And then I'm going to add points from the shape editing panel. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit the green check mark. And with that selected, I can go up here and go to add point. You guys see that right there? So I'm going to go to, let's see here. Add points. Yeah, let's see here. Make sure I got the right one. Yeah, go add points. Okay. All right. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click to place points inside the existing topo solid. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and go, I'm going to just go ahead and make this all the same thing. Offset of 15 feet from the surface. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and the offset from the surface, I'm going to go ahead and make that 15 feet. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go ahead, and I'm just going to go ahead and sketch it out like this right here. So I'm going to go ahead and add a point. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and go here, and here, and here, and here, okay? And when you do that, it gives you that kind of a thing. So I got a big open top right there, okay? And if I were to take a look at that right now, you can see it, but you can still see it just kind of gave us like a football field on top of this thing. All right, so I've got there, and then when I've got that, I'm going to go ahead and click on Modify to get out of there. So I click on Modify, and I now have that. Now, from the Architecture tab, I'm going to create a generic floor on level 2 with the boundaries of the topo solid. So now I'm going to go to the Architecture tab, and now I'm going to go ahead and go here. I'm going to make a floor, just a plain old generic floor right here. And I'm going to generic floor. And I'm going to go ahead and put this right here. I'm going to make a rectangle. I did the same thing like I did before right here. I'm going to pick a point here and pick a point like that. And then at that point, we are good to go. And that needs to go on level 2. I didn't do that yet, so I'm going to put it on level 2. So that's on level 2, and that's just where it needs to be. So now that I've done that, I'll hit the green check mark. And when I did that, okay, it says the overlap. That's okay. And then use the excavate tool. Select the topo solid. Okay. So I'm going to do this so I can see a little bit better. Let me grab the topo solid. Let me see if that went there. Let me hide this real quickly. Make sure that's there. Okay, go here. And I'm going to hide that element. Okay, and didn't like that. Okay, so let me try that again. Yeah, oh, there it is. That's it right there. Okay, so I'm going to try something different here. Level 2. And I'm looking at this right now. Okay, and let me make sure I got this right. Oh, yes, yes, yes. On level 2. Let's level 2. I'll go ahead and I'll make that. Hit the green check mark. And they overlap, so that's fine. Okay, select the topo solid, then use the excavate tool and select the floor you want to excavate around. So now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and go to my 3D view. My 3D view here. I'm going to grab this. Okay, and it's down there. Okay, so it's down there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the excavate tool. So with that selected, I've got excavate right here, and I'm going to excavate. And then I'm going to select the floor. So I'm going to grab need to grab the floor, and the floor is not actually, yeah, I'm going to change that. I'm going to have to change the height of it. So let me go back here, and I'm going to grab this right here. Grab that floor, and let's see where that's selected. Let's go ahead and make the height offset 10 feet. See if that works a little bit better. Hit apply, and hit this. Okay, let's see if that's a little better. Okay, that's better. Okay, I can at least see it now. So I made it up 10 feet. Now I'm going to carve it out. Should be able to do this. Now I'm going to go here, and with the topo solid selected, I'm going to go to excavate, which is right here, and then I'm going to click on this. When you click on that, it carves it out. Kind of cool, huh? So it just goes ahead and carves that right out, and right now, and I could refine that a little bit more, but that gives us the basic idea as far as how that would work. So now I have that in place right there. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work fine. So we actually have that carved out. Now that is the part that right now I'll be working on with you all, and that is how that worked. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, I think that's all that we're going to do with that right there. That's all we have to do. So then once we have that in place right there, I have that. Now what I want to do is go to level 2 here, and I need to change the size. Can't find that. Let's try it again. Let's go to level 1. And can't find it there either. Let's go to 3D. Okay, so I'm going to go here. Okay, now when I grab that, I'm going to change the size here, and I want it to be over on this side. Hard to read that. Let me try this again. Let me change this to be hidden line. We'll do that. Okay, so the size of this, the actual size this is going to be, I've actually spec'd this out here, and it's got to be 100 feet by 50 feet. So I'm going to make this 50. So I'll make that 50 feet, and then the other side, I'm going to click on here, and I'm going to make that 100 feet. So I'll make that 100 feet. And that fits pretty well on top of that. Hit the green check mark, and then we're good to go. And then that's sitting right there. I'm just going to bring that up a little bit further. Let's go 15 feet. All right, and that sits on top quite nicely. So that's like a 25-foot height. So we got that. So I'm going to level 2, and still not seeing that. Let's see here if I can get that to show up. Yeah. Okay, so I went ahead and I made that. Yeah, okay, so we got that right there. Okay, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to do something different. I think we might just skip that step. And I'm going to go to here real quickly here. And so we see how that would work. Let me just go ahead and, yeah, floor, we get out of there. Okay, so let me try this now. I'm going to level 2. So just looking at this right now, I'm going to try this. So now that we got the topography, I'm going to model a rectangular warehouse with the following parameters. So I'm going to go here, go to architecture, and I'm going to go here to wall. And with this right here, I'm going to make the second floor wall, generic 8 inches. All right. Okay, so it's going to start on level 2, yep, up to level 3, yep. And that's what we're going to do. All right, generic 12 inches. Actually, yeah, we'll just put this in, that's fine. So second floor wall, generic 8 inches, top constraint. Let's go to generic 8 inches. Just change this a little bit here. All right, so we got that. Okay, so now at this point, notice that it's going from level 2, and it's going up to, this one needs to go up to level 3. Top constraint is going to go to level 3. So that's going to make this kind of a look right here over here. So it's going to make that kind of a look here. So we'll do that. So I've got this, and now that I have that in place, over here, I'm going to go ahead and put that in. So I got this, the wall, generic. Okay, we're good to go. So now I'm going to make a rectangle, and I'm going to go ahead and make it 100 feet by 50 feet. So I'm gonna click here, and I'm going to pick 2 points. Click here, and we'll go ahead and go like that. Now, what we said before is we want it to be 100 feet by 50 feet, and it is. And then I've got that in place. Now, if I take a look at it in 3D now, and I can see that it looks kind of like that there. Okay, so that's not sitting right on top the way it should. So let me see here. Okay, this crash and burn's too bad. We're going to abort mission, but let me see if I can't get this to work. So that looks good there. And let me see if I can get this over here. All right, all right, all right. And then, all right, I'm going to put the... yeah. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the floor in, and then then I'll excavate that. So let's see how that works. Let's do that. So I'm going to go to floor, and I'm going to go ahead and I want to put the floor in using for level 2. So I'm going to click that there, level 2, and let's go ahead and we'll put in a floor. All right. Okay. So we're going to put a floor in here, and that's got to be at level 2. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before, going from the outside here over to here. I've got that. Hit the green check mark, and there we have that. Okay, now let me take a look at it in 3D. All right, now that actually, so I got my walls, I got this. Now I am going to carve it out. So now that I've got this, I'm going to click on the topo solid. I'm going to go to excavate. I'm going to go to excavate. What I want to do is I want to grab the floor, which is right there. So I grab that, and it just carved it out. So when I do that, I've actually got a carved out floor right there, and you can see that the actual topo solid actually now is carved out. So you're actually able to excavate, and that's really what we're going to do right here. So those are the steps that we have right there. So we put that together, and that's how we'll go ahead and do that. So this right here, yeah, so this right here, that goes, let me make sure I've got that there. We're good to go. Yeah, we're good to go. So once you got that in there, and this is a little bit tricky, but we'll get there. So now that when you got that, the rest of this is actually pretty straightforward. So now that we've done that, we created the walls right there, or did we? Did we create the walls? Generic 12 inches. Okay, so that floor needs to be down to, let's see here. So that's right there. Let me grab this right here. Okay, that goes down there. Yeah, so these need to go, yeah, let me just grab these real quickly. There, and I'm going to go ahead and put those on the level 1. Okay, and I want those to go up to, okay, good, apply. And we're going to go up to level 2 and hit apply. Is that going to work? No, it's not working. Okay, let's try that again. All right, go back to here. All right, yeah, I think I made that a little bit too, yeah. All right. Yeah, you know what we're going to do with this? This is not working the way it should, so we're just going to simplify it. We're going to go like here. So we're going to forget the topo. We'll do that later. That's not working right. I think I got the wrong template loaded here. So it looks like this, but what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do this, and we're simply going to, we're just going to do the part, the actual warehouse. We're not going to worry about the ground. I'll show you how to make the ground a different way. So I'm going to hide that element, and you got that. So this is what we're going to do. So we're going to make it look like this. Now, for this one, this is pretty straightforward. You actually have, this is going to be a 100-foot by 50-foot warehouse. We're going to go ahead and for this one right now, we're going to just go ahead and put this in just with generic types of walls, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a ceiling in. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and go to File. I'm going to create this new because the other one didn't work out so well, and I'll do this right now. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and use this without going into all that. So I'm just going to go to Downloads, and so this now, we're just going to make this real simple, and I'll use this. Now, going into this right now, we're just going to start by doing our walls. So I'm going to Wall, and I will use basic wall 8 inches, and like this, and we'll go ahead and do that. All right, okay, there we are. Now, for this one, we're just going to go from level 1, and we're going to go up to level 2. That's all we're going to do. We're just going to keep this real simple, real plain Jane. I'm going to go here. So I have to change just one thing in the project definition here, but that's all. So then I go here, and I'll click there. And the size of this is going to be what I said before, which is going to be 100 feet. And I do apologize for the the kerfuffle there. It happens sometimes. So I got the 100 feet by 50 feet. So now that I got this, if I take a look at it in 3D, it looks like this. So I have that. Now, what I'm going to do now is going to put in my floor. So I go to my floor. This is all pretty basic stuff that you guys have done before. Generic floor. And I'm going to go ahead and create a rectangle. So go to rectangle. And I'm going to go to the far outside wall here. I'm going to thin those out. And I'm going to just go ahead and turn this off and make it a hidden line. I just go right from the outside there and go around here, and now my floor will go right in place, just like that. I hit my green check mark, and now we take a look at it, and now we have our basics, okay? So now that we have that, we then, at that point, we then have the ability to then do a few other things. Now, before we go any further, let me hand out this to you. We're not going to do the topography, as I mentioned, just because I kind of crashed and burned there. We'll do that next time. We'll get that going. But I had the wrong template loaded, and so therefore didn't have the right specs, so I'll have to refine it. So I apologize. It doesn't happen to me often, but it did today. There we go. And so we're going to go ahead and work on this real quick. All right. And as well. All right. And if I was just on my own, I would just go ahead and soldier on and kind of like fix this whole thing, but I got you all watching me, so I'm not going to do that. Yes, and so over here, just going to go ahead and we're going to simplify this. So there we go, and we do have over here as well. Okay, great. Okay, so now that we've got that, we have 100 feet by 50 feet. Now, we got to roast some coffee. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a few things. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take a look at my final over here. So if I take a look at this, and I have this right here. Look at this floor plan right here. So what I did here is just to kind of make it real simple, I went ahead and I put this right here. That's 10 feet right there. That's a 10-foot wall there. It's a 10-foot wall here. And then as far as the size of these right here, I've got 18 foot, like 12 feet, and then whatever this is right here. 8 feet, 12 feet by 11 feet. And that's how that actually works right there. And then we have some doors and windows around the perimeter. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to go over here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and put in some interior walls. So I'm going to go to wall. I'm going to go to wall architecture. And now I'm going to go ahead and change this to interior walls. Okay, so I'll go here and make that. I've got interior 5-inch wall, I think. Where is that? Yeah, interior 5.5 inch. We'll use that. Interior 5.5. So I'm going to do the same thing as I did in the other one. What did I say that was? I said that was, what did I say that dimension was? I said it was 10 feet. Did I? Okay, so let me go ahead and so 10 feet from the wall right here, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna go 10 feet and go over like this, and I'm just gonna we'll go over 18. What the heck? And I'm just gonna go like this far. Go like here and do that, and pull that down like that, and then I can go ahead and just kind of continue here. 18, and this is stuff we've done before, so you guys should be pretty comfortable with it. Just go like that. And it doesn't have to be exact. Again, this is just to kind of like get an idea as far as how we could actually make this work. And the same thing here. Bring it over here and drop it there. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll make this roughly 18 feet. And down like this. And then we'll go here and divide that. Okay, so that just gives us some walls. Okay, so this can be a bathroom here. That can be a bathroom here. And then the rest is going to be doors and windows around the perimeter. Now, what I did with mine, and the thing is, this is something you can change if you want to. But right now, I just have like a double door here and a bunch of windows around the perimeter. So that's what I've got. It's just a pretty straightforward thing, and that's what I've got. So I'm just going to put in a few here because I think you guys can figure this out pretty well. So I'm going to go to door, and I've got this single flush. I've got this door exterior double 2-light. So a double means it's 2-light, meaning it's just like it's a glass door. So I'm going to go ahead and put a glass door right around, there. And I'm going to put a glass door over here and just kind of divide up this area. And you get the idea. So just go ahead and do this and try to make it consistent all the way around. I'll go ahead and put another one right there. And so we have that. Now, if I take a look at this in 3D, it's starting to look like this. And then what you would do besides that is the windows that I have here that are all laid out here. These are 57 by 72 inch casements. So I do the same thing going back to here. And I could just go ahead and place these as I want to. Now, since I've already got the the windows here, I could just kind of place, I could center these right in here. And by the way, you typically want your casement windows to swing out. So we got that, and it automatically places them, just like I'm doing here, automatically centers them, I should say. And we do that. I'll go ahead and put another one there. And then, I could go ahead and do this as well. So this is how we can make this work. And then you could also just go rapid fire right along here and have like back to back. So you have a string of them right here. You can do that as well. And we know about the copy command, so we could copy. So we could do any of this, and you get the idea. So if I've got these right here, and if I like the way they look, I could take these. And here's something that you can do. You could actually do something called, let me just grab these individually. Why is it grabbing that? Because I don't want it to grab that. Okay, I'm going to mirror it. And if I go to mirror, I can actually go here and pick an axis. And I can go here and just kind of pick a point here and bring it straight down. And I went ahead and did that. And then I have these over here. And then I could move them over. So I could go ahead and do that. And it looks like that kind of, yeah, it didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. So it wasn't quite a perfect mirror. Or I could just draw them. But anyway, you can do that. So then this is what it's starting to look like. So once you've got it starting to look like that, you have the main elements. You have the floor, you have the walls, you have the doors, all right, and then you have windows around the perimeter. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to put in your tables. And over here you do have tables. So you got tables right here, and these are lab tables, 60 by 30 inch. So lab tables, 60 by 30 inch. So if I go here and if I go to component, I've got a coffee grinder there, and I've got my most recently used things. Do I have this here? Okay, I'm not seeing that there. So table 60 by 30. Let's see here. What's that? Oh, lab table 60 by 30. There it is. So I go ahead and bring this in here. Now, does anybody remember how I can actually rotate this? Space bar? What's that? If yes, you that way that lets you rotate after placement too. So yeah, and so we'll go there, and I'm just going to so I can rotate it when I put it in. But I like that, and then I just go ahead and do that, and do this. Just go ahead and put them right next to each other, and I can go ahead and do this, and just make a string of these tables like I'm doing right now. And again, this is going to be something I just kind of want you guys to get familiar with it. So I'll let you guys just kind of figure out how to make that work. All right, so I've got those. Now, once I've got some of those in place, then what the other things I have here, the other elements I have, I've got right here, I've got some coffee grinders, okay, like that. And then over here, I have some industrial coffee roasters. And then over here, I've got some nut roasters because my wife and I actually roast cinnamon roasted almonds at fairs. So we have those there. So why not put the nut roaster in there? And then over here, we've got the Fedco coffee grinder. So you've got roasters, grinders, all this stuff. So we're going to populate the floor. This is going to be your design. Okay. So what I did right here, just to show you what I did, it looks like this. So this is what you've got. You got tables, and on top of these tables, you've got these grinders. Right here, you have these industrial coffee roasters and so forth. And then on the other tables, you have other elements like this right here. And so throughout the whole thing, you have these elements. So that is what you're going to do. You're going to populate this as I'm doing right now. So then I would go to my component. And this is where, once I got the lab table, I could go ahead and go to my Matza coffee grinder. And these go right on the table. They kind of go right like that. They want to find the center. So you do that. And you do that, and you could put 2 on each table if you want to. This is totally your call. But what we have there is that is how we go ahead and make that work. And then you take a look here, and I put them on the floor. So I'll select them all. And if that ever happens, you can just go ahead and select one of them and right-click and go to Select All Instances. And when you go to Select All Instances, it'll grab everything visible in the view, and then you can just tell it the height. And the height that I want here, let's see here. It says schedule level is level 1. Let's see here. I guess what I have to do. Oh, you know what I'm going to do here? I guess it wants me to pick a new work plane. Can I do that? Pick a work plane? Yeah, I guess. Can I do that? And yeah, what I did is just pick the top of the table. So what I did is it lets you go ahead and let me show you that one more time. So with this one selected, if I go ahead and if I want to move it, I could go here to pick new. And I can pick this new plane right here. So you can do it that way. I can do the same thing here and pick a new plane. Does that make sense, you guys? All right, so this is how you do this. If you put it in the first time, you can actually put them right on the tables, but it is what it is, and you can go ahead and do that. So after the fact, if you rotate it, they're now on the tables, okay, just like that. Okay, and so now what I'm going to do is just to verify that it's all the way it should be, I'm going to put a camera view in here. I'm going to take a look at it, make sure it looks right, and it does. Those look good. Okay, so now that is how you'd lay out the tables. That is how you would lay out the coffee grinders and so forth. And then the other thing you'd want to do is populate your bathrooms. Okay, now part of this right here, if you take a look at what is on the sheet here, is you want to go ahead and you want to coffee roasting and grinding machine to the floor plan. You want to create 2 restrooms with toilets and sinks. And the way that works over here is if I go into here, just to show you what that looks like, if I were to go here, this is what this bathroom looks like. Okay, so I've got, this is the men's, so you got urinals here, and you've got this right here, which is a casework, a countertop with sinks. And then you have this, this bathroom right here. And the first one actually kind of goes right in this corner. So what I would do with that is I would go here, and I would go to component, and I would go here, and toilet stall with commercial. Let me try this, see if this works. I think this is what, yeah, you go right here. So you bring this right in here, and you kind of just snug it right in here into the corner, because it needs to go right against the wall here. If I can find it, you can feel me do it. And I'll go ahead and do this, and I've got that in place there. Then let me see if I can grab another one, because there's more than one of these in here. All right, toilet stall. What's this one here? All right, that's not right. So this one's going to go ahead and I could use a line right there to do that. Okay, so once you've got that in place like that, you could put another one in. So I go to component again, and these actually will find not that one, but the component. And I want to go ahead and use this one. Toilet stall toilet right there, and there's this one. They just take these and kind of butt them up against each other. So that's how you go ahead and do that. And then you would also go to component, and in this particular case, I may have to move the window because that's how that would work. And I got a urinal, okay, over here. So I go ahead and put a urinal on the wall, and you know, you get the this could actually be here. That'd be fine. Very scenic view out the window. And then you've got over here, I go to component, and I've got the ability then to go ahead and use my, that is over here. Let me make sure I got the right thing here. This is actually countertop with sinks. Okay, countertop with sinks. I'll put that in. So going back to here, and all this stuff is in here. You just got to go find it. It's all down here. And the countertop with sink, it might be up towards the top. Yeah, right there. So you have a 48-inch. So you have these different sizes. This should probably fit about right. And yeah, well, that'll fit up pretty good. And then you can just kind of put that in there. So that's how you'd put the bathroom together. And then you would put in a door. And that is how that would work. So I'd go ahead and put that there. And I might go over here, you know, depending upon like that. You know, so there's different ways to do that. You want to ensure privacy. You could also put in a wing wall. But okay, so you've got that. So you got the offices, you'll do your bathrooms, and you have all your items here. Now, the other thing it says here is to create a ceiling. Now, we've done ceilings before. So I'm going to go here and just go to ceiling. And the ceiling is going to go right here. It's a 2x4 ceiling, ACT. I'm going to make that, yeah, I think that's going to work. And I'm going to go ahead and just use sketch a ceiling. So to sketch a ceiling, I'm going to use, again, my rectangle. And I'm going to go inside right here and down to here. And this is all we're going to be working on tonight. And I'll go there, hit the green check mark. And then I'll take a look at the 3D view, and it looks like that, which is exactly what I want it to look like. And then, did I put that on my ceiling plan? I don't think I did. Oh, gosh, okay. I'm rushing. Sorry, guys. I've been at it all day. Forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm trying. And I'm over here, and I'm going to just go ahead, and that ceiling, I want to get rid of that ceiling because I kind of blew that. So I'll grab the ceiling and delete it if I can. Can I grab it? Yeah, I'll go ahead and delete the ceiling. Okay, so when you put in the ceiling, you have to go on the ceiling plan. Okay. All right, now go to ceiling plan, level 1, and now I put the ceiling plan in here. You want to put it on this level. So whenever you put your ceilings in, did we do ceilings before? Did we do that? Did we? Okay, so you just go to ceiling right here, and it's level 1. And then when we do that, I'm going to go to ceiling, and I'm going to go to sketch a ceiling and make a rectangle. And I just go inside, because that's, if you take a look at this, that's what so we're just doing that. Inside corner and inside corner, hit the green check mark. There you have it. Now I take a look at that, and that's what that should look like. Now, Here's what you would do on top of that. Now what you can do is you can actually drop in lighting fixtures. So if I go here to component, I could actually go down here and I've got some lighting fixtures. This is kind of cool here. So the lighting fixtures let you actually put lights on the ceiling. Let me see where they are. All right, they should be in here. I hope they're in here. All right, should be in here. Okay. All right. Let's see. Lighting. There's a lot of stuff here. Trash receptacles too. Oh gosh. All right. Okay. All right. So let me see real quickly over here what my ceilings look like. Let me go here. This one. Level 2. Got my ceilings. Okay. Now what is that? That's a surface lighting fixture to ballast. Okay. Okay, and looking for that. Okay, it might be down here under lighting. Let me look. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, those are not there. You can actually load them up. Let's just do this. Okay, we have to break this into a couple different projects here. So this right here, you can actually go ahead and you can actually load these up. But for right now, because I didn't really give that to you, we're going to probably have to make this a two-parter. So we're going to do this. So let's do this for right now. You've got that there. I'm going to just go ahead and put in the ceiling. It should look like that. And then once you put the ceiling in, I'm going to go here to my level 2 right here. And to put in this one right here, this is the roof for this one. It's a 2x12 roof. I've got it on here, a 2x12 roof pitch. So to do this, this is how we'd make this work. I'm just going to go to roof and I'm going to make it flat just because we can. I'm going to give a 1 foot overhang and I'm just going to go ahead and touch it here and go around the perimeter like that. Okay, so once I do that, I'll hit the green check mark. I'll take a look at it, and it looks like that. Okay, so it's just a flat roof, which is really not what I want, but I want to show it to you. So now if I click on that roof, I can go ahead and I can click here and put a defined slope on this side. And I can also do the same thing for this side. Defined slope and defined slope there and there. And then I'm going to go ahead here. I'm going to make that 2x12. And a 2x12 is a very, shallow roof pitch. It's not really deep. It's not steep. So I'll hit apply. And once that's together, I hit the green check mark and take a look at it in 3D. And it looks like this right here. So that's just what we did there. So that is how that would actually work. And then we know how to attach these and we do that. So that is what you want to do. You want to make it 100 by 50 and we're going to do that. This is just going to be, if you take a look at your instructions, it says the floor, the level, the rectangular warehouse, it says the second floor wall is generic 8 inches. That's just the first wall. It's going to be first floor. The top constraint's the second floor. That's all we're doing there. Nothing tricky. So just that's the only thing different on here. So that's what you're going to do. So you're going to make a coffee grinder. So I'm going to give this back to you. You're going to download the template. And what you're going to do is don't do the topography, but you're going to model the rectangular warehouse. And it's going to be on the first floor with the walls going up the second floor. Is that all? That too much, you guys? You guys can do that? Okay, so it's just a rectangle. So let me go ahead and give you your stuff back and I'll let you guys work on this. So over here, I will give that back to you and work on this. And so tonight, that is as far as we're going. So only plan on working till around, like, let's say maybe what do we got? 6:30. Yeah, plan on working till around 6:30. So that gives us around 45 minutes. That should be enough to get it substantially done. And then we'll start to wrap it up then. So I'm going to stop showing this, and that's the deal. So go ahead and go to Brightspace, download the template, and use this sheet that I gave you as your guide, and start to work on that with the edits that I mentioned. We're not creating the topography. We're going to go ahead and do this, and that is where we're going. Okay, so get working on that, and I'll let you go ahead and begin to do that. And as you have questions, just let me know, and I will be happy to kind of come around and to help you with those things. but I think you should be able to get pretty far. So I'll just leave this up here so you guys have an idea as far as like what it could look like, and you can use that as a guide. And it's 100 feet by 50 feet, and I think you guys can do this.
Which project?
The template? The template is on Brightspace, and it's the warehouse template on the warehouse project. And if you have questions, let me know. I can actually just jump in. I'm just watching screens right now. And if you're, having kind of hitting the wall, just let me know. Does everybody have the class assignment, the warehouse project? Everybody have that? Okay, good. All right. And again, I'll leave that up there so you guys can use that as a guide for the interior walls. So for tonight, the if you get to the ceiling and the roof, that's great, but I'm not going to expect it. There's a good amount to do here without doing those two things. So we can work on those next week. Because what I want to do is next time I want to show you how to go out and find those. So this is not going to be due at the end of tonight, but let's get the walls, the exterior, interior, the doors, the windows, and start to lay out the tables and the equipment. Let's get all that done, and you get that much done, we should be in a good spot. This one? Okay, pressure ski. Yeah. Yeah, click out. Oh, please. There you go.
I have a question too. All of these.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so grab, okay.
You said, no, you said you
Go ahead and pick new host that work. It's out the table. Yep. Okay, go back and select one of them. And just grab it. And for this one, you just change the elevation level. Just go ahead and change that to 2.5. That's 30 inches. And apply. There you go. That's okay.
Okay.
I think that's it. Take a look at it. It should be what to It's not. Zoom in to make sure it's not. Okay, click on it again. Change it to 3. That's good. So, okay, now select one of them. Select one of the others, and then right-click your mouse and select similar.
create.
Press escape again. Let's try that again. And select all instances. All right, and then just make them all 3. It says off section most. Change the elevation level to 3. And that'll move all up just like that. So you all at once. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You got it. It's good. Good, you guys. Good. All right.